Hey everybody, it's Dr. Cara, and I am here with your January 2020 forecast. Can you believe it? I know I say it every month, but every month it's true. It's like, I don't know, time is speeding up and I can't believe we're already here. So I have my Animal Wisdom Oracle cards, and I have been shuffling them and tuning into the energy of January to just help us, get a heads up on what's coming down the pike, energetically speaking, and what we might be expecting to have happening in our lives. So my thumb got that little tingly feeling, so I am going to pull up the cat. Interesting, because my cat brought a mouse into our house today. We had a mouse in the house, and it was really interesting. I was able to talk to him and bring him outside safely and release him in my neighbor's yard across the street, hopefully away from where Chester, our cat, can get him, but kind of interesting. We've got the gibbon again. We had the gibbon last month. This is all about family love. The cat, I forgot to mention, is about being a focused hunter and finding balance between autonomy and interdependence, and really, walking that line. You know how cats walk on those really narrow, high things, those like tightrope kinds of things, like fence posts and stuff like that. And they really do walk that line between autonomy and interdependence. So interesting that that's coming up with family love. And then the third card is going to be sea turtle. And sea turtle is really about owning who you are, being yourself, celebrating that, being who you are your life's mission, and overcoming the illusion of separation, the illusion that we have to be anything other than exactly who we are, in order to make it in the world, to be successful, to be loved, to be whatever it is that we want. So it's a really interesting set of cards. Let me hold them up for you again in order. So we've got the cat, the gibbon, and the sea turtle. And those three cards let me feel into them, because it doesn't feel like there's a story there. So, but what the story is really about taking this journey from identifying yourself as an independent operator, a lone wolf, a solo cat, autonomous, independent, doesn't need anybody, individual, to recognize that you're part of a family, you're part of this unit, and you're connected there. And then let's expand that to you are connected universally to the divine, to all that is, to all of life, to everything that is. There is no separation. So this month of January 2020, when we look at it, it is really about that personal identity piece and letting go of that really small identity, that ego-based identity of yourself, of seeing yourself as this solo person who has to do it alone, this lone wolf who's doing it all, not a loner, but a separate. So being separate and being the only one responsible and accountable, and then letting go of that, the next layer to recognize is how you were born into this world. You were born into a family. Maybe you created your own family. Whatever family means to you, recognize this is kind of our ticket out of that narrow-minded thinking about who we are, our narrow-minded identity of ourselves, but really seeing what an integral part of a family you are and how important you are to the cohesion and the fabric of that family. And then the next step is to expand that even more, to recognize that you are an integral piece into the fabric of all of life. You are not separate. You are an expression of the divine. You are divine. You are it. and you're part of all of it. And so when we say like the all that is, that's us. We are the all that is. That's not something out there, separate and away from us. We are all of it. So January, it really could be kind of painful with letting go of these veils of illusion. And veils of illusion makes it seem kind of nice and easy and soft and fluffy. But these ego holds on our identity can really be very, very painful and difficult. So a heads up that it could go that way. My suggestion is to spend a lot of time in nature and a lot of time in meditation, and get the wisdom that way from the positive experience rather than the painful experience, but start to cultivate in January experiences that are going to bring you that awareness of your connectedness, of your integrity, your integralness, the importance of you in the world, so that you can expand your view of who you are and expand that identity. So identity is such a small word, it's such an ego word. And what I would love to see happen for all of us with the energy of the month of January is to identify ourselves as a drop in the ocean, and the ocean being all of life. Yes, we are our own being, our own expression, but at the same time, we are all that is. We are all of life. We are life. And so the analogy that I use is a drop of ocean is still a drop, right? But it is never disconnected from the ocean. But that drop is always there in the ocean. It's part of the ocean. It makes the ocean what it is. And we are the same with our divinity. We are an expression of the divine, and that makes us the divine. The divine is not separate from us. So what I see for January is really waking up into this awareness of the divinity of who you are and the connectedness of who you are. And I keep getting these little hits on the numerology of it. So I'm going to go look at the numerology of it. But January is 1, and 2020 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. So 4 plus 1 is 5. So a 5 is really a numerology about bigger, better, more expansive, more inclusive, more global. And so it totally fits that that's the energy that we're stepping into in 2020, that big expansion, not only expansion of our identity, but expansion of our experience of life. So 2020 is a 4-year, which means that it's really, kind of about stability and structure, and yet it's got that really explosive energy as well. So I hope that kind of gives you a heads up for what's coming down the pike, what to be thinking about, how you can work with this energy to make it easeful for you. I certainly am going to be, I have a tree on my walk in the morning, a redwood tree that I like to sit under, and I might just start having that be part of my January daily routine, is taking some time to sit and really sink in there and absorb that energy of connectedness, and allow that to just start to dissolve the ego hold on my identity as a separate individual, and start to really expand my experiences of myself as part of the whole, as connected to the whole. And we all got it, we all do. We all have brains, we all have egos, we can all do more. And so that's what I'll be doing in the month of January as well. So let me know how this sits with you, how it strikes you, how things go for you in January 2020. Put a note in the comments below and share. And if you have insights, or if these cards speak to you in some other way, some other detail that I haven't brought forward, definitely share that. I always love hearing your perspective, and it always expands my understanding and my experience of the cards as well. So I welcome that. Have a beautiful month, and here's to your expansion and connection. Bye, everybody.